For filing, I will be using only 2 bits. One of them is cone-shaped carbide bit with a green abrasive. So before you start filing, make sure you put your brush away, as well as the liquid and products. And we are going to start with the other side of the nail, which if you fixed with the brush will not need to file a lot there. So the thing is, when the product is curing, we had this dual form on the top, and there's no oxygen. There's no oxygen on the nail because it was basically closed. But this part was open. That's why we have a sticky layer right here. So we need to remove it from the other side of the nail, not from the top. And this part, even though it's shiny, it doesn't have any sticky layer at all. So I will be filing this other side of the nail. What I want to do is just simply to smooth it out a little bit, and we can even make the curve a little deeper by filing it. Not much filing here, like I said, because we already fixed it with a brush, and I encourage you to do this all the time, because if you won't, then you'll have a lot of work to do here with electric file. And also some clients, they have a very sensitive skin right here, so they will simply not let you to do that. Okay, then we can stop at this point if this is enough, or we can also use a needle-shaped bit. So I have different kinds of them. One is red and one is with white abrasive. Even though they're cold needle, the tip of this bit is not really sharp. So I can go with this bit a little deeper and clean this this area right here on the sides, so this surface will be absolutely smooth. The reason we need to do this is because the product, once we apply it, it squeezes out a little bit from this area. So after you clean it, it will be all smooth, and once they grow out, we will not see any lines right here. Okay, so then I will get back to another bit I was using before, the cone-shaped one, and I will need to file it right here. So go from this side all the way to the cuticle, and on this side as well. Put it to 80,000 rotations per minute. We flip it on the side. Actually, I probably need a little more. It really depends on the product and how much you applied. So you need to be careful, and that's why it's also important, so you will not apply the product too close to the cuticle. You know, you need to leave a little distance, and this is how you can safely file this area. Honestly, sometimes with some clients, it really depends on their cuticle position, the cuticle shape. Sometimes I apply and there's really almost nothing to file. Sometimes I apply, the product squeezes out, so I have more to file. So it's different every time, because also everybody has a different curve of their nail, and also sometimes I cut the dual form so they will have a better fit for the certain shapes of the cuticle. And I will give more information about it on my new dual forms online course. I will tell you more about it later after we finish the demo. So if you are worried that you don't have enough experience with doing this with e-file, you can do this with a hand file. This part, I mean, filing near the cuticle. But it will take longer, and honestly, it's pretty hard to do this without touching the skin. But this part, when we file The other side of the nail, well, this one you cannot definitely skip the electric file. I mean, there's no way you can do this manually, unfortunately. I just try, to file as much as I can with electric file, so I will not need to do a lot. Oh, and since we have electric file on, let's also file the length a little bit. Once again, to eliminate what we need to file with a hand file. And then we need to do a slight retouch of the sides of the shape, and I will also file a little bit near the cuticle. We file the other side. And the shape. Clean the dust, and I will file a little bit near the cuticle. Even though we already filed that, I just want to have this really smooth surface. And I had such a long story with the different problems with lifting, so I think it's just better to smooth it out so well that we will never have any product lifting right there. So I just do a simple retouch with a 180. I already filed this, I just making it absolutely smooth. So areas you need to smooth out are just cuticle area and the sidewalls. And as much as I enjoy this shine, which is in the center, and this smoothness, we need to buff it down. So I will file a little bit more on the sides, and then we will need to buff down the surface anyways. So even though if you want to keep this color, if you want to apply top coat, not the color gel polish, you will still need to buff it, which I usually feel like, it's so smooth and shiny already. Why we cannot just leave this? Well, unfortunately, this shine itself, it won't last long, so we have to. Okay, so I want just right here to file a little bit, because there I can still feel this, a little line left over after we apply the dual form, to have it all nice and smooth. And then buff it. So the filing is basically like a slight retouch. It all goes pretty fast as you will get more experience and get to know your client's nails better. You will spend less time applying the form and fitting the right size. So it all goes pretty fast. So basically the most time that it takes is the application on the form, but also it will go faster. So when cleaning the dust, make sure you clean it from all sides. And then the last step we need to do is to seal it with a top coat, but I will clean it with a cleanse just to be sure. And then I will be applying the top coat. So if you want to apply color, then you can do this at this moment as well, since the nail is buffed, and we can do anything we want with this. And as the nails always turn out very smooth because of the dual forms, we don't need to worry of applying it not evenly. Then fully cure it for 1 minute. This is how this nail looks. I don't know how camera shows, but yeah, like I promised, the color is pretty cool. I think it looks natural. Let me show you the side view. So here we have a thin product, here we have apex, and here it goes a little thinner. So this is how the nail should look like. With the dual forms, I see it so often when the nails, they look like they're growing downwards. This means that it was not applied correctly, and these nails might not last for a very long time.